Hello everybody, this is Thursday afternoon, September the 1st, and sorry I'm pulling back out onto the road, so that's why I'm disappearing out of the screen, having to look. We're coming back to y'all with another video. It's been a little bit since we've actually done one. We've had a very stressful last several weeks, having to do some things around her mom's house and stuff, so kind of wanted to do a little getaway this weekend and just
a much needed getaway.
Yeah, much needed getaway. So right now, tell them where we're headed.
Right now we're heading to Gatlinburg.
Okay, but we're only going to be in Gatlinburg for one night because
we're going camping.
We're going camping. We got the next 3 nights over in
Cades Cove.
Cades Cove, our favorite place to camp. This is only our second time camping. Y'all know how the last one at Smoky went. We got soaked. They are calling for some showers this weekend too. Not a total rain out, but
we're going to be a little bit better prepared.
Yes, we're not going to get wet this time. So got some things in mind to keep that from happening. So anyway, we are now on the Foothills Parkway. Just got off Interstate 40, crossed over into Tennessee. We're on the Foothills Parkway East. We're going to end up in Cosby. So we're heading on over to Gatlinburg for the night. We're going to head on over to Cades Cove in the morning. Don't even know what's going to be on this video, just whatever we happen to see that's of interest, we'll put it on here. This is going to be kind of a mixed bag video, so just stay with us for this weekend and we'll try to bring you some stuff that hopefully you'll enjoy. Wanted to show you just a little bit of the scenery on the Foothills Parkway here. It's about 6 miles long from where you get on it at Interstate 40 until you end in Cosby. And we're looking over here now at the main range of the Smokies. This is actually the mountain that I'm zooming up on. This is the mountain we hiked last October, and we're actually planning to hike it again this year. We're going to go a little later in the month, weather permitting, and hopefully there'll be a little bit more fall color. But that's Mount Campfire. That's on the very northeastern edge of the park, and you can just follow the ridge line of the Smokies, looking back down towards Gatlinburg. Obviously you can't see Gatlinburg from here, but that in front of you there is called Inadu Knob, I-N-A-D-U. And of course, looking down to the valley, it looks like we got a little bit of a
fire.
Yeah, somebody's burning something or something's on fire. So anyway, very nice pull off here. This is your first overlook on the left once you get onto the Foothills Parkway. And we're going to head on into Gatlinburg now. All right, everybody, we are officially leaving our motel, headed to Cades Cove now. We just recorded a little bit going through Gatlinburg. I was going to record a little bit around town last night and left my camera in the room. So anyway, we're going to head on over to Cades Cove, one of our favorite spots in all of the Great Smoky Mountains. And if you were watching this video, let me just say that I'm not trying to add to the traffic that's already in Cades Cove, but a lot of people we know from back home that come to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge don't even know where Cades Cove is. They ain't never heard of it. If all you do is come up here for Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, you are missing out on the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful scenery, a lot of stuff to do out there.
Yeah. I mean, I know people like to walk the streets and shop. We do that too, but Cades Cove is literally one of the prettiest places we've ever been. Mm-hmm. We've been to a lot of places. We've been to a lot of pretty places. But Cades Cove is, in my opinion, right up there at the top. We're going to head over there now. We love camping there. We have 3 days there. We'll be riding through the loop numerous times, hoping to see some bear. We usually do see some, sometimes more than others, but usually see some coyote,
deer, turkey.
Yeah, the deer population I think has declined some over the years. There used to be times we could go through and see 100.
Oh yeah, I remember on our honeymoon we went, it was over 100.
Yeah, I think the coyote population might be part of that too, but And I also heard there's some kind of disease or sickness that got some of the deer several years ago. I don't know what it was, but anyway, we're coming into Gatlinburg now. And I guess that rental place is getting some free advertisement here, Gatlinburg Adventure Rentals. So
a lot of people rent those. You see those out and about a lot. Or those slingshots.
Trying to get through Gatlinburg, that can be a chore sometimes.
Traffic's picking up. Yesterday when we come into town, like when I went to Pigeon Forge, it was not bad at all.
Yeah, this is Friday, so
people are coming in.
I'm glad I won't be here this evening and this afternoon when people really start getting here.
Well, looks like it's going to be a pretty day, though.
Yeah. Pretty comfortable temperature right now. It's a little after 11 o'clock. I think it's supposed to stay in the 70s today. Alright, so finally getting through town, being able to move a little bit. Always got to watch the crosswalks, like right here. Good example. They are really, like over here to the left, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, where the tin roof and all saw stuff was. Looks like that's gone. The top of the building
It looks like it's completely gutted inside.
Yeah, it does.
I wonder what they're doing.
Probably putting another moonshine thing in, or another CBD thing. And if it sounds like I'm a little frustrated, I am, because I remember what Gatlinburg used to be, and I see what it is now. And it's just, I don't know, it seems like that other stuff's just taking it over now.
There was a, we were in the room earlier, there was channel, what was it, 196, a Gatlinburg, and it was showing Gatlinburg like, what, in the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like so much more family-oriented and stuff, more of the culture, you know, teaching you, you know, how the mountain people lived and stuff like that. That's interesting.
Like that cliff dweller, see that building right back there behind?
Yeah.
That was it. You don't even know that's there now. Because they were showing that yesterday.
They showed the Aunt Mahalia's candy kitchens, which they've been here for a long time.
Yeah, there's a few things that's been here as long as I can remember, but most of it has just completely changed.
It's like when I first started coming, you've been coming longer than me. I remember it was like a lot of t-shirt shops and old time photos. It seems like that was like the main.
There's still quite a bit of that.
There are, yeah, but there's just like.
Yeah, I know.
There's other stuff, yeah, the distilleries.
A lot of our favorite stores are gone. Like she was saying when we were walking town last night, when you used to drive in town, you immediately start smelling all the food from the restaurants. Now you smell the, whatever it is they smoke, you know, the CBD stuff, or you smell the moonshine, and we're not fans of either one of those. So, yeah, it's changed, but still, you know, we like to come here. We're kind of starting to branch out a little bit and do like a little bit more over the North Carolina side, like Maggie Valley, Bryson City, Waynesville, things like that. But just really glad to be going to Cades Cove this week. It's one of my favorite places. So here is the entrance to Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's a very popular photo op. There's the sign.
And they're selling bottling.
Yep. We've gotten many pictures there. Probably my favorite ones was when it snowed in 2020 on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
The trees were just drooped over the sign almost.
It was real pretty,
and over the road. It was an awesome time. So, about a mile up from here is the Sugarlands Visitor Center. If you stay straight on 441, you go up to Newfound Gap. You can also go to Clingman's Dome from here. And if you continue on 441, you go down the other side of the Smokies into Cherokee. But we're not going to do that today. We are going to turn right at the Visitor Center and head 24 miles to Cades Cove. Right along the river, beautiful river. We're not going to record the whole way over, but just bits and pieces here and there. I want to try to do a little bit of a different video than what we did last year. Last year we did a video of the drive time and the mileage, and the reason I did that, I knew how long it took and I knew how far it was. But if you're a member of any of the Gatlinburg or Cades Cove Facebook pages, people are always asking how long it takes to drive from Gatlinburg to Cades Cove and what the best way is. There's people that'll tell you if you're in Gatlinburg, go back over to Pigeon Forge and go through Wares Valley. That's not the best way to go from Gatlinburg. That is the best way to go from Pigeon Forge. If you're going to Gatlinburg, from Gatlinburg, the best way to go is right here, like this. So we did a little thing there where we chronicled the miles over there. And it seemed like it was 25.9 miles from the city limits of Gatlinburg, and then it took us like 48 minutes, something like that. And that was without much traffic at all.
And we took our time because we were in the truck and had the trailer too.
Yeah, so you're not going to do it in under 45 minutes. It's, not from Gatlinburg, you're not. And if there's a lot of traffic, it can take longer. So turn right here, and from the Sugarlands Visitor Center to the beginning of the cove is 24 miles. It's a very beautiful drive, very curvy. Take your time, enjoy it. Stop along the way and take pictures. I will tell you this is an especially pretty drive at the peak of the fall leaves, usually 3rd, 4th week in October.
Everybody else thinks so too.
Along the river, yeah, everybody else thinks so too, but get out there early. You will have some beautiful, beautiful pictures of the changing leaves and the river, and it's indescribable. So we're going to cut the camera off a little bit, drive on over, and we'll record some things along the way. I do want to show you all this. Notice all these cones along the way. They're doing this to do away with people parking on the side of the road. I don't know what's wrong with that gravel lot there.
I was going to say they have gravel lots.
I don't see the problem if there's a pull-off, but they don't want people parking along the roads anymore. In fact, just for way of information, the Great Smoky Mountains has now voted in to start charging people to park inside the national park, and I think that goes into effect in March. This is a trailhead for Laurel Falls, and notice they're doing away with people parking along the side of the road. Well, of course there's some right there. I guess they're going to allow that because it's wide enough. But as of March of next year, if you're going to be in the national park and you're going to park, I think if it's longer than 15 minutes, if you're going to be parked longer than 15 minutes, you have to have a parking pass. And you know, if you're driving through, you don't have to have it. I don't know if you have to have it if you're just going to stop at an overlook and snap a picture. I think I heard 15 minutes. So like if you're going to Clingman's Dome, obviously that would apply. Don't know if it applies to the campgrounds with registered campers. I hope not. But I want to say that you can either get a day pass, maybe a week, or I think you can buy a yearly pass, which is probably what we're going to end up having to do, because we're up here quite a bit. Not sure how often we actually park for that long of a time. I'll have to find out about the camping situation, if campers are exempt, as long as they're in their site. But anyway, just be aware of that. Starting in March of next year, you will have to pay a parking fee if you come to the Great Smoky Mountains. They're not supposed to ever charge an entrance fee because of the agreement that was made with the landowners that gave up their land for the national park. There's never supposed to be an entrance fee charged here, and you know the government's never going to break a promise to anybody. You know that.
Yeah, right.
So we'll see how that goes. But I guess this is kind of a way around charging an entrance fee, is charging a parking fee. So don't know all the ins and outs of why they did that. In a way, I understand. It's kind of needed because it seems like there's not a lot of manpower anymore as far as rangers, as far as enforcing the laws that are already being broken in the national park. You know, in Cades Cove this week, I guarantee you on this video, we're going to see people, well, I don't know if I'll put it on the video or not, we'll see people try to walk up to bears. We'll see people parking in the middle of the road and getting out of their cars. It happens every year.
It does.
So all of those are against park rules. So I don't know, maybe in a way assessing the fee will, and another thing that we've noticed over the last few years is people come in and trash the park. You know, write graffiti on the walls of structures, on the signs. You see masks laying down there. We've seen masks on hiking trails.
Yeah.
Just thrown on the ground.
Yeah.
One thing we were talking about is hopefully with the fees, the only people that are willing to pay it may be the people who are coming to appreciate the park.
Right, yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But like I say, you just picture all this when the trees are orange, yellow, red.
And you come on a sunny day, it's so bright.
Oh yeah,
so pretty.
it is. It's indescribable. It's also very crowded during that time.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty dry. It's hard to believe in just over a month from now, the leaves are going to start turning.
Oh
We just got one stuck to our windshield right now.
Can't see it.
Right above the camera.
Yeah, you can see them on the road a little bit.
I've never seen a leaf just hit your windshield there. I finally went. That thing stayed there a little bit.
I know, kind of odd.
I'm ready for summer to be over. Love the fall.
I love summer, but I'm really looking forward to fall this year.
I think October to December is my favorite time of year. Cool air, leaves turning, pumpkins.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Alright, we are now coming up on the intersection for Townsend. That means we have 7 more miles to go to Cades Cove, but this is what's called the Townsend Y, this intersection. And a lot of people come here and get in the water, which we've actually talked about doing. We've actually brought our bathing suits this time in case it gets warm enough where we want to go dip in that cold mountain water. I think the temperature is supposed to be in the 70s over here, so I don't know if that's a little on the cool side.
That's a little too cool.
Yeah.
Because that water's going to be cold.
So we'll see. If we get hot in the campground, we might come on over here and do that. And if so, we'll get Shaughnessy on video going into that water. Okay, folks, we are almost at the campground. We should be coming up on the sign that lets us know we are entering the cove. A couple of years ago when we were coming in, there was a bear right there by the sign.
Yeah, there was.
That's the only time we've ever seen a bear out here. We see plenty of them in the cove. It's nice and cool riding through. We're not even using the air conditioner right now, just got our windows down.
down in the trees like this.
Yeah, beautiful day. We'd like to get camp set up before, I think they're calling for thunderstorms every day, so I'd like to go ahead and get our tent secured and covered up before that happens. But should be getting close to the cove here really soon. Alright, we see the sign coming down this hill here. We both thought it was as you're cresting a hill, but it's actually, there it is, entering Cades Cove. So, first thing you'll come to after you pass that sign is the picnic area. And then you'll come to, you can turn left and go into the campground, or if you stay straight, you actually enter the cove itself. And at the beginning of the cove, there's a very large parking lot with some informational brochures and things of that nature. Huh?
Picnic ground.
Yeah, there's a picnic. You probably can't see it on the camera over to the left. Hardly anybody in it today. This is a great day to come out here. That will change by tomorrow, though.
Oh yeah,
We've been here enough to know. This is still early Friday afternoon. Probably change by tonight. A lot of people will be coming in tonight. And of course, as this sign says, they have riding stables if you want to ride a horse, if that's your thing. This is a great campground. They got a great store, some of the best ice cream on the planet. It's the soft serve. I don't know, it just seems to taste better when you're here.
It does.
You know, I think it's just Mayfield, but it just tastes better when you're in the campground. So we're going to pull in here right now and go ahead and check in. Let them know we're here. I've already paid by reservation, but we're going to check in. This is the disadvantage of having one snaggle tooth sticking out on the bottom. Renoir. Renoir.
See all the green stickers around his mouth?
What are those?
Something he stuck his face in out here like to take off.
Folks, this is a genius dog right here. Renoir, you got an oak leaf hanging out of your mouth. Alright, well, we worked long and hard getting our tent hopefully rainproof. Finally getting camp set up, and we're not going to get wet this time, so We worked long and hard trying to figure out the best way to do this. I know that's not pretty, but that should keep us dry.
That's the main thing.
I'm gonna be disappointed now if it don't rain. So,
I'll be fine if it don't rain.
that's a lot of work. It needs to rain at least one time. So anyway, we still ain't got camp set up yet, but
We're getting there.
we're getting there. So anyway, hoping to get done pretty quick and ride through the cove or take a nap or whatever we decide to do.
Yeah.
Looks like the storm, it may blow up a storm here in a little bit. It's clouding up, so we'll see. Entering into Cades Cove, our first trip through, and I always like looking at Gregory Bald up there. I've hiked that mountain twice. Lord willing, if we're healthy next June, when the azaleas are blooming up there, we're going to hike it again and do a video from up there. But we got to wait till the 3rd week of June of next year, because that's when the azaleas come in. And I'm not doing that hike unless I'm going to get to see the azaleas, because it's a tough one. This is coming up on the best overlook in the cove, where you can kind of see a lot of things. You can see Thunderhead Mountain and Rocky Top out there, far distance. Panning back over this way. Okay, it is a beautiful Saturday morning here in Cades Cove Campground. I've already gotten up and gotten my shower. We did not get any rain, so we might today. We got a mess going on right now in the campsite, so I have to clean that up a little bit. This is why you don't tie your dogs too close together. What happened to you guys? What happened to you guys? You got a little tangled up, didn't you? What are you going to do about that? Guess I'll have to fix them. Okay, we are cutting across Sparks Lane in Cades Cove now. If you have to leave the cove early for some reason and don't want to do the whole loop, there's 2 ways you can cut across it. The first one you'll come to is Sparks Lane, and the second one is Hyatt Lane, and they're both beautiful drives. Especially like right after a storm, just riding through the fields here and the clouds coming up. It looks like we're going to get stormed on. That's one of the reasons we're going to go ahead and exit now. We need to run over Townsend anyway. And since we really can't see a lot of the higher mountains, we're going to just cut across Sparks Lane, and we're going to come back later and do the whole cove. But let you see a little bit of this. It's just a little gravel road that you
Cross a couple of creeks.
Yeah, you cross a couple of creeks. But anyway, this is Sparks Lane, and it's just a way to get to the other side of the cove. And so, of course, the cove is a one-way loop road, so if you need to get to the exit side, you just cut across one of these 2 lanes here, and it takes you right over to it. So this is the quickest way out of Cades Cove, and then Hyatt would be the next quickest, and then other than that, you have to do the whole loop. So, but nice, serene little drive here across the gravel. Nice and peaceful. And just like that, we're in the woods. Yeah, very quiet. Just love being in nature. Okay, and we have reached the end of Sparks Lane, and we will make a left turn here to exit the cove. Of course, this is a one-way, so you can only make a left turn. Some horses right up here at the fence. They're getting fed. Okay, the first stop that you come to in Cades Cove as far as one of the historic homesteads is the John Oliver cabin. There's 2 ways to do it. We always take the trail through the woods going and the one through the field coming back. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to walk up there. It's a 1/4 mile walk. It is a very overcast day. It is lightly misting, but not enough to hurt anything. And it's cool today. It's in the 60s right now. And this is a beautiful little walk through the woods to the Oliver cabin. Had to leave our pets in the truck because they're not allowed on this trail. And fortunately, it's cool today. We don't have to leave it running like we usually do with the air conditioner. So, okay, the Oliver cabin is coming into view. And here is the Bob was here sign, and this is the sign that's asking you not to write on things. And there are people who, well, once you see the inside of the cabin, you understand, but there are people that thought it would be funny to write on the sign, obviously. Yeah. Some people just don't ever grow up. Alright, let's make our way up to the cabin. What we got here? Oh, here's a little bit of history of it. Looking back down through the field and the mountains in the background, which you can barely see today. He had a beautiful view.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much time he got to enjoy it because life was hard then. They worked hard. One thing I just learned about Mr. Oliver is that I'm obviously taller than he was because I just bumped my head coming in. I don't know if y'all heard that since Chauncey was opening and closing doors. The doorway was not very high and I didn't duck, and I had me a little knot.
Oh,
So,
I missed that.
yeah. But as you can see, people carving their names and initials. Very small, simple structure here. You gotta go upstairs?
No.
Can you go upstairs?
I think you just look at the top. I think you can walk up there.
Here's the stairway. Very dark. Yeah, can't see much. And out the other side, and that's it. Wouldn't you like to have a house that size? Cleaning would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Cleaning would be a lot easier.
Couple of trails up behind. Over here to the other side of the porch. And I got a spider web right here. Don't know if you can see that or not. Now this has been redone, I guess, since last year.
Yeah, it has.
You used to just walk straight off the porch down through the field, but now you have to kind of go back like you're going to take the woods trail and come down here, and they've paved it. Which is, I guess the paving is a good thing because it used to get very muddy down towards the bottom. And
I guess too, if you got a stroller or a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, so you actually now have a paved path. If you don't want to take the route through the woods, you have a paved path you can walk down back to your car.
And it actually goes towards the further parking lot too.
Yeah, this is new since we were here last year. But look at the view. Now, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of cloudy, but still yet. Get this video right here. The way those clouds are up against the mountains out there. Okay, we're up here at the main Cades Cove overlook again, and I know there's going to be several video clips on this from here, but this is just a different view of it with the haze and the clouds. And it's true that you can't really see the view as much, but there's still something, I don't know, this is really neat to see it like this. Okay, we're gonna put a little information in here. A lot of people always ask when they come to Cades Cove, where is the Pearl Harbor tree? So we're gonna show you. Right after you pull out of the main overlook, which you can't miss, it's the big overlook on your left that looks back out over the cove. You leave that overlook and you go a very short distance, because there's no signs for this. You just have to know where it's at. So we're gonna hike up and show you the Pearl Harbor tree. It's not really a long hike, but once you leave the overlook, there's this little gravel pull-off right here.
And there's a rock right there.
On the right, there's a rock. Yep. So you pull off right there, and we're going to walk up to the Pearl Harbor tree. You walk up the path here. I'm trying to remember. It's been several years for us. Do you go to the left, or you just, I guess you stay on the path. Stay on the path. Cross these couple little logs here. I thought it was up to the left. I'm not going to try to give you the entire history of the Pearl Harbor tree. I want to say somebody maybe planted it right after the attack on Pearl Harbor, or else they... Anyway, there's a chain wrapped around it. All right, you veer to the left right here, I think. There's kind of a little memorial to what happened at Pearl Harbor. You can Google the history on that for more information. Pretty steep little climb. Okay, and at the top of the hill, and there is nothing level about that climb. I'm out of breath, and it's very short. Here's the Pearl Harbor tree. It's not a chain, it's a, what is that? Yeah, like a band. And there's a brick with some change on it.
And people wrote names in memory of the flags.
Oh yeah. Also, if you walk around the various cemeteries here at the churches in the cove, you'll notice on some of the graves there'll be like quarters or pennies left on it. And I found out that's what, if you're visiting the cove and you served in the military, you leave change on the grave of someone else who did. I think that's the story behind that. But anyway, very easy to find. Just got to know where to pull off. Herbert Stein served in World War II. Appreciate all these people.
Stopped and saw a bear. You see movement up here in the tree.
Okay, we're now driving down Hyatt Lane, which is the other road that cuts across Cades Cove. It's just rained and just stopped, or almost stopped. So this is usually a pretty dry right after a rain because of all the fog and the mist on the mountains. So we're going to stop here and get out and get a little bit of video. Okay, so we're still camping in Cades Cove and we're cooking supper. Didn't show a video of our supper last night. We basically just had portobello mushroom cheeseburgers. Really good, but we got back dark. It was dark when we got back to eat.
Cooked in the dark.
Cooked in the dark.
In the dark. Well, we had our flashlights and lantern.
So right now we got the Blackstone going. And what we've got on there now, before we put the zucchini on, is Yukon Gold potatoes out of our garden, diced up, covered with garlic powder actually, and butter. So those are really good. We do that when we're camping, and we also slice up zucchini.
Which we had last time we were.
Which we had last time. That's always good on the grill or on the Blackstone. So
we have a treat for the dogs, chicken this time.
yeah, we got the dogs some unseasoned breast of chicken, a little tenderloin. So we're going to grill those up for them. No seasoning, of course, for them. And I'm grilling my specialty ribeye steak.
Which is going to be delicious.
So had it marinating all day. Usually do it the day before, but didn't get around to it last night. So anyway, hoping for a good supper tonight. It started to rain on us. There's my relaxation chamber right there. You see that green and yellow hammock. That's where I do my relaxing and my reading and my napping when we're camping. So laid down earlier, and within 2 minutes of laying down, it starts to drizzle. So we packed up, put everything up, laid down in the tent, and it stopped. So we got back up, unpacked everything, laid back down out here again. It started raining again. I told her, I said, you can go in the tent if you want to. I'm just going to lay here, and it stopped again. So
I just slept in the tent.
yeah, she just stayed in the
Me
tent.
and the dogs, we just slept in the tent for our nap.
So I got a little bit of reading done today and a little bit of napping, and I feel like I can tackle anything right now after that little snooze. So, but weather's good right now. Kind of windy, cool, probably what, 70, 72 degrees?
Yeah, it's
Here in the campground, it's not bad at all. It's a little warmer out in the cove, but
no complaints.
no complaints.
All right, we've got the potatoes, we think.
And they are already done. This is our Yukon Gold potatoes.
Steaming.
Cooked in butter and garlic powder.
We did sample one.
And they are amazing. Very soft. Got the zucchini on the Blackstone.
That's always good too. I've already sampled that as well.
Yeah, it's really good. A little bit of hickory. Here's our seasoning. Get this at Bass Pro. Hickory grill. There's nothing that's not good on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, anything. Meats, vegetables.
Any meat, vegetable.
We even put it on the garlic bread. A little bit on garlic bread.
Yeah, garlic bread on the grill. It's just a very versatile, all-purpose, awesome seasoning. Actually, it's on our steaks too.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now time for the ribeyes to go on the grill. Those have been marinating all day with the hickory grill, garlic powder, a little bit of meat tenderizer, and Worcestershire sauce. So I like to do a lot of different things with steaks. Try different things. I told y'all before, sometimes we use that hickory smoked sea salt that we get at the Spice and Tea Exchange in Gatlinburg. And I usually put that on about 24 hours before I grill. That really makes them good. But this is kind of the way I usually do steaks right here with those 4 ingredients. Always turns out really good. So, not expecting anything any different this time. Alright, the dog's chicken breast is already done. They'll never eat all, well, they probably will eat all that. It's more than we thought it was. I think Renoir's ready for his.
You're ready.
Chow down. That's a lot of food for them. I don't know if we should have fed them that much or not.
Well,
we just bought a little packet of lean chicken breast, and well, he's not even eating.
Ruby, yours not?
Well, now he is.
But they're not hot anymore.
So they're going to enjoy that. That made a lot more than what it looked like.
Yeah, it did.
Steaks have been flipped over, so I just add a little bit more of this hickory and just really go lightly with that, because the meat tenderizer plus this will make them too salty if you go too heavy. So just a little bit.
It's all smelling so good.
Yes, it is. Can't wait to dig into those.
Dogs about cleaned their dishes up, didn't they?
And those are from Food City. Every year at Labor Day weekend, Food City puts premium Angus ribeyes on sale, $9.99 a pound. And that's a better ribeye than what you typically would get.
Oh yeah.
So.
It's usually choice. It's just Prime?
Well, those are still choice, but
Oh, are they?
certified Angus. Yeah.
Certified. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. There was a special wording.
Yeah, they had prime, but those were $12.99
Oh.
a pound. So we're just eating choice cut tonight, but still they're really good. That's just got to do with the marbling, and the ribeyes already marbled good anyway.
Yeah, they are.
So. Okay, folks, here's the finished product: ribeye steak. Some of the potatoes did get a little bit charred, but they're still really good. I actually like burnt stuff anyway, so it's not a problem for me.
I gave you more of the burnt anyway.
And the grilled zucchini, you gave me more of the burnt. She don't like burnt stuff as much as I do. I like burnt anything: popcorn, bread, toast, anything. So anyway, it smells good. I know some of y'all are thinking grilled zucchini, that don't sound good. Trust me, you spray that with olive oil and put a little bit of that hickory grill on it and cook it till it's soft. It just melts in your mouth. So we've already prayed. We're going to sit down and eat. Okay, folks, we have completed supper, and I say this with humility, but I pretty much nailed supper tonight. It was, I'm really proud. The steak was perfect. The potatoes were perfect. The zucchini was perfect. She even ate my cooking, so it must have been good tonight.
You did excellent. We worked together on the sides. He did the steak all his own. He's really good at grilling steak. I'm not so.
When I met her, she didn't even like steak, and until she had mine on the grill. But
well, actually, because Mom had only pan fried it, and to me, it's always
you don't waste a steak in a pan.
Piece of meat, and then it's just like. Then when he had it grilled, I was like, and then when I got better cuts of steak. Like, okay, this can be really delicious.
Oh yeah, so that's one of my hobbies is grilling. I like grilling steaks, especially trying different things with it. But everything was really good tonight.
It
so
was.
The only thing that concerns me a little is it's very windy in the campground right now, and I don't really like to be in a campground when it's windy because you don't ever know if a tree's gonna fall or a branch is gonna fall off, especially if you're laying in your tent and can't see it coming. Not as bad as 2012. We were here, if you Google the storms of 2012 that hit East Tennessee and the Smokies, several people died in those storms. We were sitting right here at this table when those storms hit. We get this same campsite every year, and those things came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was scary.
We had some friends that had come up and rented a cabin over in Wares Valley, and they drove over to have supper with us. So we were growing up, and they said, "You heard we're supposed to get some storms this evening," and we hadn't because you don't get a lot of news out here. And I just thought they meant a thunderstorm. They said, "No, it's supposed to really be serious." And when we were sitting here eating, I mean, it wasn't like the wind picked up. It was like you could hear it coming through the trees.
Yeah.
And then the trees were just bowing over. It was scary. They jumped in their car and left, and we jumped in ours and went out into the cove because we didn't want to be in the campground with trees going everywhere. But we were very blessed to not be hurt or injured. Some people lost their lives, and a tree fell over the road between here and Townsend. So we were stuck here till the next day till they got the tree moved.
And then they made us break camp because of the water situation.
Yeah, the water situation. There wasn't any water, so they basically refunded our money or gave us, I think they gave us a credit to come back, which we did do. But anyway, it's not like that, but it is very windy, and I don't know if it's supposed to just turn cool. It's very pleasant. You could not ask for a better weather day.
Right.
But anyway, got the Blackstone all seasoned up.
All cleaned up.
Everything put up, so I don't know what we're going to do now. Maybe get some ice cream.
Get an ice cream cone for dessert, yeah.
They got some really good ice cream down at the camp store down there, so we're going to do that, and we're going to head back out into the cove tonight. So hopefully see a bear. She did, you'll see it. She saw a bear earlier today. I think she got it on video. I didn't see it because I had to keep driving. You can't stop in the road.
Out of the truck,
I fuss when everybody else stops in the road, so I'm not going to do it. So by the time I got parked, she was already coming back and the bear was gone. So anyway, hopefully we'll see some more. Alright, we're getting ready to walk down to the store, which you can see out in the distance from our site. And we're going to get us some of that famed soft-serve ice cream. And honestly, out of all the campgrounds in the Smoky Mountains, this one has the nicest store.
Yeah, it does.
In fact, only 2 of them even have any kind of store. I think Elkmont has a small one. Never actually been in it, but this one has every souvenir, and I did a walkthrough of that last year, so I'm not going to do that again, but I'll show you a little bit of it on the inside as we go get our ice cream. It's almost not hot enough for ice cream,
Just something cool and refreshing.
Yeah, it really hits a spot when it's hot. It's really not hot today, but we always have to get some anyway. So. Just a basic cake cone or cup is $5. I want a swirl.
He wants a swirl cake cone and I want a chocolate. Okay.
And the price goes up from there. I usually get the chocolate dipped waffle cone, but we're kind of full after supper. So. Alright, we're getting ready to ride through Cades Cove. I'm sitting on the back of the pickup. I'm going to ride open air tonight. I got me a companion who's a little upset with me right now. You excited? We're going through Cades Cove. Yeah, he's not in a good mood right now. Just lay there and relax. You'll enjoy this. He does not like to be held, and I just held him, so he's a little mad at me right now. Say hello to everybody. Do you know how many people's watching you act like this? Yes, I litter the back of my truck with stickers of places we've been. And we are waiting on, I don't know what. This is a really neat way to see the cove if you have a pickup truck. Just sit on the back, feel the breeze in your face. We alternate doing that. Usually in the evening, one of us will ride the first half of the cove, and we'll switch and the other will drive. And we alternate it again the next night as well. And of course, here's the ranger station. And over there is the general store and the bike rental. As if the mountains have cleared off since this morning. They were covered in clouds and storms. And it looks like, well, all except for Gregory Bald. It's still got its top in the clouds. Okay, we stopped off here at the Cades Cove Methodist Church. One of the 3 churches still standing in the cove. And an interesting feature of this church is that it's got 2 doors in the front. Not sure why, but 2 doors nonetheless. Shaughnessy is going to sit down and do a beautiful rendition of "I Pick Your Hymn." Amazing, great dude.
What am I doing?
Blessed assurance, there is a fountain, whatever you want to do. Get down there and tickle the ivories. Go ahead.
If I could, I don't know how.
I'll try. You took piano lessons?
Yeah. For sure, maybe.
I've not noticed that before. It's a shame they have to do that. I guess that's because of people who can't refrain from writing on their names on it and stuff. Yeah. So that is a new addition right there. I've never noticed those cameras before. This is what we were talking about earlier in the video with the Pearl Harbor tree. If someone has served in the one of the branches of the armed forces, people leave money on their monument right here. So I'm not sure what that's supposed to signify, but somebody else, I've seen people ask that question on Facebook, and that's the answer. And it seems like everyone you do see it on, it's somebody that served in the armed forces. So. This is sort of a sad one here. Infant mortality was a thing back in the cove in the early days before they had access to good hospitals and good medicine. Three infants right here that they lost, actually consecutive years.
These must be the original headstones here, and somebody set up a nice one. Oh, how sad.
And the Schuler family obviously has this little section here. This one over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Dan Schuler. I think he passed away like right before we came. We came one year Memorial Day, and he either passed away right before or right after we were here. And I can't get close enough with this zoom on this camera to if you can see those dates or not, but he was just a young man. I'm wanting to say 19, 20, 21 years old at most. Not sure what happened. Picture come off? Yeah. I don't know if it was just the glare from the evening sun. But and this is the grave of Arthur Randolph Shields, who wrote the book, The Cades Cove Story, which you can still buy in any of the visitor centers. I actually have the book. And I think he was born in Cades Cove, and his ancestors grew up here. And he gives a lot of good information about their customs and the way they lived. So if you're interested in history, especially the history of the Cove, that's a good book to pick up.
Tell them one of the tidbit facts you read to me today.
Oh, what was that?
They were
yeah.
corn.
Whenever the corn harvest would come in, once in a while, I guess just due to cross-pollination, there would be a red ear of corn. And if a young man found a red ear of corn, then he got to kiss the woman of his choosing. Assuming, I guess, she didn't already have a husband. That probably wouldn't have gone over well. But he got to kiss the woman of his choosing if he found a red ear of corn. So I don't know if she had any say in the matter or not. It didn't say she did, but that's in the book. So another thing, do you remember, I've read you this one before too. What did the kids use to play with? They used it as a kickball.
A pig bladder.
Pig bladder. When they would kill hogs, as cold weather set in, they said the pig's bladder, you could hang it and dry it out, and it became real rubbery and tough, and they could blow it up then, and they could use it for a kickball or a dodgeball or whatever. That was how they had fun back in those days. So all kinds of neat stories like that are in the book.
It's amazing what they could do then compared to what kids nowadays have.
And it tells a lot of different stuff. You know, how they lived, how they prepared food for the winter, how they, if someone passed away, how everybody would join together and help prepare, you know, for the viewing. That's got a lot on there.
How old some of these are. They look like just little rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these been here a long time. Okay, for about the past 20 minutes we've been stuck in a bear jam, and I'll go ahead and say what causes bear jams is well, right as you enter the cove and a couple other places throughout the cove, there are signs posted that clearly say be courteous, no stopping in the road, use pull-offs. Either not everybody knows how to read or not everybody thinks that applies to them, but you always have people, when there's a bear, they will literally stop in the road, get out of their cars, and go look at the bear and stay there till it leaves, no matter if there's 200 cars behind them. So that's kind of what we're in right now. Have been for about 20 minutes, because somebody somewhere up there is not following the rules. So there's all kinds of places you can pull to the side and get out and not hold up traffic, but you know, people don't do it. So might as well take in some of the beauty of the cove in the evening. This is the overlook we were at this morning. A lot of that was covered in clouds this morning, but the sun's starting to go down to the west, and this really looks nice out there tonight. So at least there is the view to sit here and look at. And that's how far back the bear jam goes. Who can't even see the end of it on either side. There are people getting impatient, blowing their horns, and we'll move a little bit and then stop again. But who knows how far back it goes to. We may be in the middle of it for all I know. Now, those mountains out there in the distance, I'm not 1,000% sure which it is. I think it's this one here, a place called Spence Field. I know those mountains there in the background are Thunderhead, Rocky Top, and Spence Field. I'm not sure which one, just that one there looks like it's a field on top. So I'm going to go with that one, but there's a really sad story. There have been several unsolved disappearances in the Great Smoky Mountains, and one of those disappearances happened back in the 1950s, a little boy named Dennis Martin. You can go on YouTube and watch people give their thoughts on what happened to him. You can Google it. It's one of the mysteries of the Smokies that's never been solved. A little boy was hiking with his family, and I think another family that went with them, and they turned around for just a minute and he was gone and never was seen again. He was wearing red, and there was another family that was interviewed later, and they said that they saw like a mountain person type person that maybe lived way back in the woods and wasn't really civilized, carrying something over their shoulder that was red. So that's one theory, that maybe some feral mountain person maybe got him. Other people say there was an animal that got him, but if I'm not mistaken, the Green Berets were even called in to search for him, and never a clue was found. And that's one of the sad things that happened, but it happened right up there. And there's a lot of interesting things that have happened here. Another one, not here in Cades Cove, but over in Elkmont, just outside of Gatlinburg, a man by the name of William Bradford Bishop basically killed his wife and children, and then fled from Maryland to eastern North Carolina, and then he came over to the Smokies and abandoned his car at Elkmont Campground. He's never been seen or heard from since. So some really interesting stuff has happened here. But while we were sitting here looking, I happened to be thinking about that little Dennis Martin story. I think he was 8 years old when he vanished, and he was up there on top of that ridge and was never seen again. And we are still in the bear jam, folks. This is the longest one probably we've ever been in. I don't know how far up it goes. I can see cars all the way up there. No telling how far. And like I say, next summer, Lord willing, if our health is still good and the weather permits, third weekend of June, we've been doing birthday hikes around my birthday every year now for a while. And that's going to be our next one. That's when the azaleas are in bloom up there. They don't bloom up that high up until the middle of June. So we were up there back in 2016, and you won't believe how many of them there are up there, how many different colors there are. They're up there by the millions. It's almost like going through a little enchanted forest when you just walk amongst them like that. But if y'all are still following us by June of next year, and hopefully some more people will be by then too, we're going to hopefully bring you a vlog from the top of that mountain. It's a tough hike. I've done it before, twice. Second time like to have killed me because I was really out of shape. I mean worse than I am now. But I believe I can do it. So we just did Mount LeConte. If I can do LeConte, I can do that one. Folks, there is a bear. I just saw him pop his head up. I don't see him at the moment, but he is right below that tree in that thicket. I'm seeing movement of the weeds, but I'm not seeing the bear yet. Do you see the movement up there? I saw his head. Alright, we got a bear coming now. And the red truck is obviously going to sit here until it goes. So it may cross the road if we're lucky. Nope, coming back this way now. I don't know if you can see his head or not.
Don't let them go past us.
Huh?
Don't tell them there's a bear out there.
I can't hear you.
Don't let those kids get out past us.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's like it's zigzagging back and forth. Alright, go ahead and ease forward. I hope I'm getting that. I can't see it on the camera screen. back that way now. That wasn't a great shot of it, but I hope I got that. I was hoping it would come out into the part that's mowed, but it seems very content to stay in the weeds there. Should maybe be able to see it a little bit now. Not a great shot. And it's disappearing up into the woods now. Alright, everybody's pointing up in a tree here. Oh, I think I do see it, yeah. Alright, I'll see the movement. I don't actually see the bear itself. I don't actually see the bear itself yet. I just see movement up in trees. I see the limb. Yeah, he's pulling that branch. It's like he broke the branch off. He's pulling it. I see it, yeah. Okay, it's after sunset. We're cutting back across Hyatt Lane. Yes, I see the dragonflies. Anyway, the sun's casting a little bit of a glow, or a little bit of a pink, orange, or a pink kind of orangish color back over the mountains to the east. Just saw another big bear up in the woods. Weren't able to get him on the video because it was so dark. Wouldn't have been able to make him out. Okay, finally made it through the cove. Got a nice fire burning. Now, some of the wisest sayings and thoughts that have ever come out of a human have come from Chauncey sitting around a campfire. So she's gonna share some of her
My wisdom.
Yes.
You put me on the spot. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, we'll have to get back to you on this one, I guess.
Yes, you'll have to come back.
Okay, I think she's ready.
Life is short. Make all the memories you can with those that you love.
Profound, folks.
It is. But it's true.
Yeah, it is true. So, I told you, folks, you don't get that from her except when there's a campfire and she's relaxed, and she, a lot of this just comes to her.
It just comes to me,
Yeah.
just meditating.
So anyway, we're back at the campground. Had a really good weather day, except for just a couple little. It actually rained at the other end of the cove, but didn't rain much at the campground. Just a couple little.
Just, yeah, some little drizzles fell.
Yeah, enough to make us get up and pack our stuff up. Then it would quit. So we're just relaxing a little bit before bedtime.
Campground's full now.
Campground is full now. It was not full as of this morning, but we've had family move in next to us. Already had somebody on the other side of us when we got here. But just the sounds of nature. That fire is hot.
Families laughing, kids having fun.
Tomorrow night we don't have any big elaborate meal planned. We're going to cook breakfast in the morning, I think, and then basically just roast some weenies over the fire, I think, tomorrow evening. Love the sound of those crickets. Other insects, whatever they may be. Okay, here we are at the Primitive Baptist Church in Cades Cove. Now, you have to detour off of the main loop road to get to this one. You have to make a left turn. There will be a little wooden sign. It's about, what, half a mile down that road? Quarter mile? It's kind of a narrow road. You have to, if you got two-way traffic, you may have to pull over and let somebody by.
Let me get my paper and stuff, right stuff.
Like I said, he's been here before. Here. It's been several years.
I don't have it. something like that.
Chauncey's gonna pick out a hymn for us.
Okay, I can do that. Like the oldies, don't you?
That's good.
This sound good in here. Be dedicated to be able to play it. You know, but you get that pro who's dedicated, they get that note exactly right, and they can add vibrato with real depth and feeling to a piece. You get everybody else who's, you know, not quite that pro yet, and they get close to that note, and they hide it with vibrato. I can't do vibrato, but I have an individual string for each note. So if my instrument's in tune, I sound like a pro without vibrato. It's just crystal.
Okay, we're going to walk around the cemetery here, but the Cades Cove Primitive Baptist Church was organized June 16th, 1827. So basically it's 195 years old. We've been in there before when that gentleman was playing the... What is that instrument he's playing? Yeah, I didn't recognize what it was. It wasn't really a violin. Well, it was similar to a violin. It sounded like one, but... Yeah. But we've been in here before when he's playing. He does a really good job. One of the, like I pointed out last night, one of the sad things in these cemeteries is the high rate of infant and children mortality. There's a lot of it back in those days. There's some very old ones here. Alright, yesterday we were at the John Oliver cabin, and here is where he lays, here in the Primitive Baptist Church. He was 71 when he passed away, depending on the month he was born, it doesn't say. Oh, okay. Here's from the back side of the cemetery, looking back at the Primitive Baptist Church. Alright, we are now at the Missionary Baptist Church. That'll be our third and final church stop in the cove. And it was founded in 1839. Alright, here's the cemetery for the Missionary Baptist Church. There were actually, it looked like a youth group or something holding a service in there. Yeah, so didn't want to interrupt that. Here's another one with some money on top. Now this last line of graves here, each one of them has a bush of some sort planted behind it. My wife says she remembers that. I don't. We've been through this cemetery, I don't know how many times. I don't remember ever seeing that before. She says she does, so it's interesting. I don't know what the significance of that is. Okay, down here at the Cades Cove Visitor Center, got a water snake poking his head out here.
Yeah, but it's just to see if you're going to touch.
Let's go this way. He's trained to stand there and people get it. Building it away from the tree. Mine, I think that was. Really?
I guess the snake's going in the bucket.
What kind of snake was it?
That was a copperhead.
Now he just said that was a copperhead. I don't. It had the markings of one, but it didn't have the head of one. There's a water snake that looks like a copperhead. I think I'm gonna have to go back and look. I think that was a water snake.
I thought a copperhead was lighter color.
A copperhead has more of a spade-shaped head.
Yeah.
That one didn't seem to. There is a water snake that looks. That may be why he came and got it if he thought it was a copperhead.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
Did he go that way?
And down there, I heard a guy talking. He's agreeing with me. It wasn't really. That was not a copperhead. I got to look at the head again on the video, but it looked like a water snake to me that had the markings of a copperhead. They are easy to confuse. So I guess he's releasing it over there. So usually you find the snakes behind the doorway there. You don't usually find them looking right out at you. So here in a minute when it clears, we'll go see if we can find one behind the door. Well, there was no snake behind the door this time. That's a first. So at least we got to see the other one. There's a little lizard. But anyway, this is the Becky Cable House here at the Cades Cove Visitor Center. This is halfway through the loop. And they've got some molasses making going on up there. Not really making it right at the moment, but alright, I think we're gonna watch a little bit of molasses being made here, or at least the grinding part. He's going to get in some stalks now.
Look at that, he's already starting to go.
Somebody said, what keeps that mule going?
See if I can find it.
I said, it's just like training a wife. Tell her to do it and then make her do it. I'm here to tell you from experience, I have better luck with the mule than I have the wife.
Ain't that the truth?
There's no back talk on that mule.
So you got the
Just peace.
contents going down into that
Back
pink
or hanging,
bucket.
whatever. Still no back talk. But you know what I said? I said the first thing we'll have to do is put a fit in your mouth. He went downhill from there.
He was just talking about his wife. He said his wife told him, I didn't have the camera on, but his wife told him that if he treated her as good as he treated the mule, that she might do more. So he said the first thing he told her is he's going to put a bit in her mouth, and it went downhill from there. Maybe why he ain't married. He made a comment before I got the camera turned on. He says the way you get them started, he says same way you do your wife, you just tell her what to do. He says, of course, the mule mind's better. I didn't say that, y'all. He did. The guy sitting in the chair. I'm just filling y'all in.
You're still standing. So the camera ain't went flying yet.
Yeah. Don't think this camera's going to zoom enough, but we got a bear and a tree out here. He's being still. I wish he'd move or come down there and moved a little bit. Trying a different angle. He'll move a little bit and that's it. Well, this is our last night of camping. I'm always sad when this trip comes to an end, but we're taking a final drive through Cades Cove on a little bit of a rainy evening. It's not raining hard, it's sprinkling just a little bit. And I'll say this about Cades Cove, it's one of those places that's pretty even in the rain. Obviously you prefer it not to rain, but when it does, it still has a beauty to it, with the clouds and the mountains in the background. And so I'm going to have to turn the wipers on, so our dog is at attention. We've had to hit him a few times, so y'all watch this.
He's not going to act up too much since he's being recorded.
Yeah, it's still bothering him a little bit, but he has done that ever since we've had him. Let's put him on really fast and see what it does. Alright, I'll cut him off. Okay, we're going to take a ride down Hyatt Lane, and then we'll turn around and come back and get on the loop. I always like riding down this road when it's raining or has rained. So we'll see what scenery there is to see. Folks, that was a first. I had just pulled off the side of the road here on Hyatt Lane in this little pull-off area. That video I was recording, and I heard something hit the truck and it came in and hit my leg, and it was an acorn. Now I don't know how that happened because I've got the little window shield right here, so we thought maybe there was a bear in the tree above us. There is not. Had to get out and look, but I don't know how that happened. There is a tree right above us. Somehow an acorn fell out of that tree and landed inside the truck on the driver's side. I don't even know how that's possible, but it did. So, one of them things you can't explain, I guess.
But it happened.
It happened. We thought a truck had gone by and chucked a rock off of us, but I said, no, it hit my leg in the truck. Look down the floorboard, there's an acorn.
Yeah, my window's shut.
Yeah. So, oh well. You tell me how an acorn falls from that branch. Right here's my truck. How does it fall and come in the driver's side window? No explanation for that one. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, we pulled off again here on Hyatt Lane. This is one of the most beautiful sections of Cades Cove in the rain because you see the fog and the mist on the mountain sides. Beautiful place. Well, so much for my theory that the rain keeps crowds away. That is not the case this evening. It was the case, what other evening was it raining? Friday evening. That really kept the crowds down, but tonight, not so much. Very slow moving right now. Makes me wonder if there's a bear that's been up in a tree, the same tree, probably the same bear for 2 straight nights. Makes me wonder if he's back up there and people are kind of slowing down to see him. But again, Cades Cove has a beauty even in the storm. And really, I just love those clouds out there like that. Even though you can't really see the higher mountains, you can see the clouds covering them up, and that's pretty in its own right. Okay, one final view from the overlook, which again is probably the best view of the cove, or the most expansive view. It's a very popular photo spot. Okay, because of this traffic jam you see, we have decided on the spur of the moment that we're going to hike to the Elijah Oliver place, half-a-mile walk. So we figure we'll be back by the time that moves anyway. So stop for this nice view along the path. And down there, that not so nice view. Alright, so here we have a trail junction. To the left here is Wet Bottom Trail. And straight on to the Elijah Oliver place. Okay, we have made it the half-a-mile to the Elijah Oliver place. Now, he didn't want to be bothered, obviously, because he's a pretty good little walk off of the loop road. And back over here, a couple other structures. And to be honest with you, comparatively speaking, he had a pretty good sized place. I say that in relation to some of the other cabins on the loop road here. Much bigger than John Oliver. I don't know what relation they would have been. I don't know if they were brothers or if Elijah was his son. I'll have to look at that. I used to know. I don't know now. But Elijah built him a pretty good sized place here. It's a lot bigger than some of the other ones, isn't it?
It is.
You had to go up those steps into the cabin.
Look how tiny this one is.
Let's see. Oh yeah, doorway, actually very short ceiling too.
I'm sure there's no snakes.
Well, there could be.
Alright.
Snakes like these wooden structures. You don't bother it, it won't bother you.
They don't let you look upstairs here.
Yeah. Probably can't see much, it's very dark in here. Yeah, if you want to shine that light.
That's what I was trying to do.
There was the fireplace. A couple of windows there. And an upstairs that we can't go up. So this is the trail back.
That's a nice trail.
Yeah, it's an easy walk. I mean, It's half a mile, but good night. That's easy because it's not really strenuous. This is about the biggest uphill part of it right here. Cutting back across Hyatt Lane, and I had a good shot of a deer, but I kind of got spooked. Yeah, he did. It's still moving too. Hope it didn't hurt him, and that's actually not barbed wire, is it? Okay, well, it is getting dark. The sun has gone down. We are at the Dan Lawson cabin and just getting a few of the many goldenrods that are in bloom right now in Cades Cove. Here at his cabin, there's a lot of them right here, but they're all over the cove this time of year, early September. Starting to hear the crickets. And here's the Dan Lawson cabin. Honestly, Cades Cove is just indescribable. Even at night, it has a whole different atmosphere and feel than it does in the daytime. Beautiful, serene, and to be honest with you, a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, a little bit. I don't mind telling you, when you go into these dark cabins at night, I don't believe in ghosts at all. I believe people pass away and they go into eternity, either in heaven or hell, like the Bible says. But you just you get a weird feeling in some of these old cabins at nighttime. We always make it a point to go to the Carter Shields cabin our last night here because it's always dark. And we did have a little bit of an experience in there a couple years back.
And I won't say who was scared and ran out first.
No, I was going out to make sure the vehicle doors open for you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Anyway, somebody forgot to latch the door that was going upstairs, and for some reason it was a delayed thing. It didn't just come back open. It waited like 2 minutes till we'd forgot about it. Next thing we know, the door comes open.
It slings and hits the wall.
Yeah, and like I say, I just wanted to make sure that I figured she was already out there, so.
He was a blur.
But actually, I was just trying to scare her into running. Okay, well, this concludes our Cades Cove camping trip, 3 nights. Got poured on last night, rain. The rain that we thought was coming finally came. Truthfully, I would rather it rain any night except our last night.
Yeah.
Because you have to put all your stuff up wet and dirty and all that stuff. So, but it is what it is. We were figuring it up. Our last 4 camping trips, it has rained our last night there. So
we've got a job ahead of us unpacking
Yes, we
all
do.
this wet stuff.
But we did stay dry. That's the thing.
Yes.
I did the tarp a lot better this time. We
Yes.
we didn't get a drop of rain on us in the tent. But Chauncey, give your thoughts about the camping trip. How was it overall?
The camping trip was very good. I mean, I had a good, relaxing time. All the food we ate was good. We had, delicious food. Going through the cove was nice. I mean, yesterday was kind of an overcast, drizzly day. It was just kind of, like we were saying, kind of just an aggravating rain a little bit.
But it rained more out in the cove than it did in the campground.
Yeah.
It just kind of rained enough in the campground just to wet the top of everything, but it didn't really cause us any problems.
No, it didn't cause us any problems. There's turkeys. But my camp trip, I enjoyed it and had a relaxing time. No complaints.
Saw, what, 6 bears, and then at the very end of the loop in the dark, we saw 2 cubs. Never did see the mom, but she's close by.
Yeah, they were getting ready to climb a tree, and then when they saw us come around,
Yeah. We were one of the last ones out of the cove last night. There was just like 2 or 3 other cars behind us. And
2 coyote.
yeah, we had just remarked we had not seen a single coyote, and then saw one within 2 minutes after that, and then saw a baby coyote.
Yeah, a little tiny guy.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling sorry for him. I don't know why, but
I don't either.
just because he was
lives
little.
here, he knew. Well, they start out little, then they get big. But all in all, a good time. Cades Cove was very pretty. Even in the rain, you'll see some of that on the video. I'm one of these, I love the different looks that the mountains can give you. Even after a storm, there's just a beauty to them as the mist rises. A lot of flowers, a lot of purple. I think I read it's called an ironweed or iron flower. And the yellow ones are goldenrods, I'm sure of that. So, all in all, overall good trip.
Yeah.
So we're going back into Pigeon Forge now. We're supposed to meet up with some people we subscribe to, and they subscribe to us. So not sure. Haven't messaged in a couple of days because we've been out here. You don't have good cell service in Cades Cove. You don't have any, in fact. So we're going to go into Townsend and message and see if they're still going to meet up with us. Not sure how that's going to, if they are or not yet, until we find out what their plans are. But anyway,
Gonna find us some lunch.
yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just a little miscellaneous clip here and there of the various things we did. So we had a good time though.
Yeah, we did.
So if y'all like this video, like and subscribe. And I'll just go ahead and say now, it's probably going to be several weeks before we do anything else. We got October coming up. We'll be doing some things in October, the fall season. But if you don't see anything from us, we appreciate this. And honestly, once in a while, if we go a couple of weeks, people ask us if we're okay. And I appreciate the fact that you miss us when we're, but we're going to take a couple of weeks and, you know, get some work done and things
Got
like
a lot
that.
still yet to do as far as with Mom's, you know,
so
estate
be
and
looking
so
for us again in October. That's not saying we won't eat out or something between now and then, and maybe do a
We'll try to
review.
do something small
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah, but nothing major until October, and then we're going to show you some of our beautiful mountains in the fall.
And then it'll be a busy month for us.
Yes, it will. So thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe.
And find us on Facebook.
Have a blessed day.